child has to, or rather a soul has to, their journey on earth is to educate themselves, okay? They will have a great education cycle, but then they will also have a late marriage cycle.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
while other people are getting married at the age of 20 to 23, they might get married at the age of 30 to 33. Or say in one past life, a soul has been oppressed or suppressed and has never been independent, has never enjoyed financial freedom. And they chart that in this lifetime, I want to enjoy financial independence. I want to be financially stable. Then their career chart might start at the age of 16, 17. And they may not really have an education chart because they'll start making money a lot earlier and they'll be like, I don't need to study. Or say in one lifetime, a soul has only made a lot of money or worked. And in this lifetime, they choose that in this lifetime, I don't want to work. I don't want to make money. I'm happy getting married early and living off someone else taking care of me. They will be the ones getting married earlier on in life and enjoying financial freedom either from husband, wife, in-laws, etc., etc. So keeping our soul theme in mind as to why we are coming on earth, what we need to fulfill, what we need to learn, what we need to balance, what we need to release, there is a timeline charted. Because in the 3D world that we live in, which is the earth dimension, time controls everything.
It does, yeah.
So, and that's what even astrology does, right? Astrology talks about the impact of planets in timelines. In the karmic level, we talk about what lessons you need to learn at what timelines. And that's the role that karma plays in the 3D world or timelines, that everything that's happening is happening according to what your soul has charted and in timelines. So, for example, a soul in some lifetime has led a very difficult life or has done a lot of seva, but has never received seva. In this lifetime, they could also take birth as a disabled or a sick child or a sick early on so that they receive seva from family.
They're taken care of.
They're taken care of. So that's how you balance and release karma. So it's a very individual choice that the soul makes, and everything is very individual, everything is very relative, because no soul has the same timelines on earth. From the age of 9, I was always into spirituality. I was introduced to Osho books by the time I was 9, 10. I read a very intense book called The Laws of Spirit World when I was 9. And at that point, my mom was doing Reiki. She was learning her first degree Reiki. So at that point, when her master saw me, and I would question him on little things, and he would see the kind of books I would read. So he actually asked my mom that she's carrying something, because at the age of 9, for her to talk this way, for her to have this kind of, for her to comprehend these kind of books and comprehend these kind of knowledge, it's very rare.
Yeah.
So that's when he did my past life regression. And that's when he told my mom that she's carrying certain gifts from her past life, which needs to be tapped into. So for me, journey into past life started very, very early on. And of course, there is life after death, because again, because my journey started early, I could tap into my clairaudience and my clairvoyant gift. I could tap into the mediumship. I could see souls and spirits. And I realized that, okay, there is more than this, right? So if I have to explain it in a very simple language, Ashna, we keep changing our mobile phones, right?
Yeah.
But the SIM card or the number that we are using is what we have last 10 years, 15 years, 20 years.
Correct.
Our soul is the SIM card and our body is the mobile instrument. We keep updating it. So our identity, the identity of Tamanna or identity of Ashna, is one. In my past life, I may have not been this person. In your past life, you may have not been this person. And neither will be the same in another lifetime. We'll
Correct.
have a different identity altogether, a different soul journey altogether. But the SIM card has been used for years, right? Just because you're changing the mobile phone does not mean you're also going to change the SIM card. So SIM card is like the soul energy.
How interesting. It's a very different way of looking at it and very intriguing for me to go back and reflect on that. So, why do people keep attracting, let's say, toxic partners or painful relationships one after another? Do you think that's also karma at play?
Again, it can be very layered. One of the reasons why they attract toxic partners is because there could be something unhealed from some past life that they're here to heal. So the toxic partner will keep hurting you till the time you don't make that a part of yourself strong and bring it in harmony, balance. That's number one. Number two is sometimes you attract people who are there to teach you a lesson, but because of your attachment with them, you prolong the relationship.
Correct.
Because every karmic relationship, be it friendship, be it even business or work, or it could also be romantic partners where they expire. They all have timelines, right? Even the spouse that you meet them at a certain point in time. They were not with you from the time you were born to the time you die. Even your parents, they may be with you from the time you were born, but they may not be with you till the time you die. Even with children, they are born. So every karmic relationship comes with an expiry. But because of our attachment, because of our emotional addiction to what they bring on the table, we tend to prolong that relationship where karmically it's ended, but you're still going
Holding on
on
to
and
it.
on. And in that situation, Ashna, the universe will bring in situations to break it. And you may not realize that it's a power that's trying to break it, but you will easily blame it on the other person, that the person is toxic.
Correct.
So that's another layer to it. The third layer is you've gotten into a relationship with someone with whom you do not have a karmic connection. Today, just because you're meeting 100 people at a party and talking to 50 people at a party, and not necessarily you have a karmic connection, or they are going to play a karmic role in your life, or you're supposed to be a part of their life. You may, out of those 50 people, only have a karmic connection with 2. But if you get attached to 10 people, you are basically attaching yourself to unnecessary energies, and then you keep expecting. And then again, when your expectations, there will be disappointment. Everyone says that we meet people for a reason. Absolutely. But not every person that you meet is for a reason. You have to energetically pick and choose what your soul is resonating with, vibing with. And that's a mistake I think people make. People base their relationships on compatibility, on attachment, rather than the vibe of the person.
How do you explain the human side of karma beyond fear and judgment?
So karma is actually not a punishment, nor it's a reward. It's a reflection, or it's a reality check of your own energy. And this is something like you said, if something bad happens, people will blame it on karma or black magic or whatever. But when they're making tons of money, when they're successful, when they bought a new car, when they bought a new house, they will take all the credit. It's also karma, because karmically you're meant to enjoy that abundance. So karma is basically nothing but a reality check or reflection, be it good, bad, ugly, of what energies you are portraying. If you're working hard, you will get the positives. But at the same time, if you are seeking approval, if you are codepending on the other person too much, if you're too attached, you will also attract the negatives. So every time, if there's a discomfort in your life, if there's a trigger in your life, it's easy to blame it on the other person. But if it's triggering you, which means something in that space of your life needs healing. So let me give you an example, Ashna. Say you've gone for a holiday and you've had a fall, or you've had a bruise, or there's an airline fracture that you're not aware of, and you continued partying, holiday, XYZ, and you come back and you go to the gym, and then you realize that
not able to function
you can't
normally.
function. Or say if I come and give you a pat on your hand and you're like, ouch, Tamanna, what are you doing? That hurts. I'm like, I just gave you a pat, which I normally would otherwise. But if it's hurting you, which means there's something unhealed, and you need to either go to a doctor, need to go get it diagnosed. Is it an airline fracture? Is it a ligament tear? Is it a bruise? And till the time you don't heal that, anyone who even touches that part of your body,
trigger.
there's going to be a trigger, there's going to be a reaction. You will blame the other person, but no, there is a imbalance or a defect, not a defect per se, wrong word, but there is something that needs to be healed.
Yeah, an unhealed wound.
It's a wound. And till the time you don't heal it, it will keep aching and paining.
Correct.
And that's what the soul's journey is, that over a period of so many lifetimes, we've had so many wounds, so many unhealed traumas, so many triggers are basically an awareness point where it shifts your attention to your wound.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if anything is triggering you outside, it's a reflection of what karmically you need to heal within. And that's when the moksha or enlightenment happens, right? The soul's purpose is to go back whole and complete without any wounds, without any pain points. And that's what enlightenment or moksha is.
Do you believe forgiveness breaks karmic cycles?
Yes, because it releases and helps you lift your vibrational frequency. Every karmic lesson, as you learn, Ashna, your vibration frequency increases in different ways. Gratitude has a different vibrational frequency. Forgiveness has a different vibrational frequency. Being a more balanced person in your life has a different vibrational frequency. And what happens is when your vibrational frequency increases, there's more awareness, there's a different perspective. There's a shift in perspective.
There is.
So that's what creates miracles.
And it actually does break karmic cycles in the sense that I feel, and I felt this myself, how I've spent my life, let's say, from 25 to 35, there was a huge shift in my life due to a lot of things that happened with me, to me, from 35 to now. And I feel when that change happens, like you said, the vibration changes, karmic cycles get cut because of change, because you actually end up moving away from a lot of people that were in your inner circle or in your periphery, and then because your vibration changed, you kind of start associating with different vibrations altogether.
That's so true.